Hello, comic book guys and gals, and welcome to Comic Mag Musings. I'm your host, Bill Miller, and I have a special co-host with me,
Mini Musings.
And this is a special, extra special, Christmas vlog, where we'll be reading Little Lulu, issue number 250 from January 1979. Now, this is the Whitman reprint. So that's what we're using, the actual comic book itself. And we're excited to bring these stories, these Christmas-related stories to you. So turn the volume up just a hair, turn the lights down just a smidgen, sit back, relax, and let your imagination paint the pictures as we read a Christmas edition, Little Lulu, issue number 250. All right, and we start off with the story Little Lulu predicting the present. So there's a banging at the door. Hold on, bang, bang, bang. There's either a herd of escaped elephants out there or else somebody's awful anxious to get in the door. She opens the door. I thought so, Tub.
Wow, Lulu, have I got a terrific deal for you today.
Whatever it is, no. Goodbye.
If I'm not mistaken, you've seen my crystal ball before.
I've seen that old glass doorknob before.
It's a crystal ball with a handle, Lulu, and wait till you hear what I'm going to do for you.
What you can do is get your big fat foot out of my door.
I'm going to gaze into it and foretell what you're going to get for Christmas.
Oh boy, you think you could, Tub?
As you know, Christmas is next week, and forewarned is forearmed.
Gosh, that way I can enjoy my Christmas presents twice. Once when I hear about them and once when I get them.
And all for only a dime.
So, Lulu has dark hair, usually wears a red dress, and Tubby is a little bit chunky. He wears a black coat with shorts, and he has red hair and a little sailor hat on top of his head.
Of course, for a small fee like that, I'll have to ask for payment in advance.
What's all that noise outside, Tub?
Why, that's one of my wildly enthusiastic customers.
It doesn't sound so enthusiastic to me. It's Annie. Listen, Tubby, change your mind about the Christmas presents you foretold for me. What did Tub say you were going to get, Annie? A bearded lady kit.
That's what you're getting, Annie, and that's all there is to it.
Gosh, a bearded lady kit. Please, Tubby, make the crystal ball made a mistake.
I'm sorry, Annie. The crystal ball has spoken, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Well, too bad, Tub.
What's too bad, Lulu?
I have a dime upstairs, but I guess I'll just plunk it in my piggy bank as long as your Christmas predictions are so bad.
Can I help it if you misunderstood me, Annie?
Huh? Ha! I thought that would make Tub change his tune. You mean I'm not going to get a bearded lady kit, Tubby?
What I said you were going to get was a bearded lady kitty.
A lady kitty with a beard?
Yeah, a soft, fluffy beard all over like a lady kitty should have.
Oh, goody. I think I'll go home and get a box ready for her right away.
How's that, Lulu?
Come in and tell my fortune now, Tub. Make yourself at home while I go upstairs and get the dime.
Hurry, Lulu, before the crystal ball clouds up. It's a never-ending source of wonder to me what the mysterious force is that always makes me tell only bad fortunes to girls.
Now, Lulu's upstairs getting her dime on you.
I'm going to tell Lulu an extra bad one to get even with her for making me ease up on Annie's fortune. A funny thing about girls is that they always believe bad news if they get it from an official source, like a newspaper or a crystal ball. I can hardly wait to see the expression on Lulu's face when she hears the terrible thing I thought up in.
I'm back, Tub.
Okay, now quit your constant chattering while I gaze into the crystal ball.
I didn't say a thing, hardly.
Wow, boy, Lulu. You're lucky, kid.
Do you see something, Tub?
Oh, just wait till you hear what you're going to get for Christmas.
Tell me, Tub, tell me.
You're going to get a fine collection of assorted live worms.
Worms?
You'll be able to have a dandy worm ranch just like mine, only even bigger and maybe.
No!
I can see the whole picture clearly, Lulu. Bright and early on Christmas morning, you come running into the living room in your little pajamas and over to your Christmas stocking hanging on the mantelpiece.
I can't stand worms, Tub.
You shove your hand down inside the stocking and they're squirming and wiggling. You touch the damp little noses.
Will you shut up about those worms, Tub?
Listen, Lulu, you paid for this here fortune, so you might as well listen and enjoy it.
You overlooked one thing, Tub. I don't have to listen because I haven't paid for it yet.
Well, I got so carried away I forgot to get Lulu's dime in advance.
Anyway, I decided I want to find out what I'm going to get for Christmas. I'll just take pot luck.
You owe me that dime, Lulu.
I think instead of getting my fortune told, I'll go down to the drugstore and get an ice cream cone.
Not with my dime, Lulu.
An ice cream cone is the only thing that will calm my nerves.
My dime. I want my dime.
Hearing about a bunch of wiggly worms like that is enough to shake up any girl.
I'll forecast even worse things if you don't pay up, Lulu.
And she heads into the drugstore. One ice cream cone, please, Mr. Pestle.
Don't take that money, Mr. Pestle. It's mine. There's a pretty stiff rap for accepting stolen goods, Mr. Pestle.
Yum! She's eating her ice cream cone.
Now that you spent my dime, that ice cream cone belongs to me, Lulu.
Belongs to me, Tub.
How about half, Lulu? I'll even settle for half.
You're jiggling my arm, Tub.
Yeah, you ate the whole thing, you little pig.
And it was very good, too.
Okay, Lulu, you brought this on yourself. Now you're going to hear all about the other terrible things you're going to get for Christmas.
That's what you think, Tub. She picks up the board and runs after him with it.
Hey, take it easy, Lulu.
Get out of here, Tub, or you'll find out what you're going to get, and you won't have to wait till Christmas to get it. And that's the end of that story. And now we have a written piece called Letters to Santa. Annie McGee had such a long list of presents she wanted from Santa Claus this year that she felt embarrassed to mention them all in her letter. She was afraid Santa would think she was greedy, but at the same time, she didn't want to leave anything out. Annie really had a problem, and she thought and thought about it. Finally, she got a bright idea. Why not have all her dolls write letters to Santa, too? Of course, Annie wrote the letters for her dolls, and naturally, in each letter she asked for one of the extra things she wanted. When Annie told Lulu what she had done, Lulu was quite impressed. "But how do you know your dollies want the things you asked for?" she inquired. "Don't be silly, Lulu," replied Annie. "After all, they are my dollies, so they are bound to like the same things I like." Lulu didn't think Annie was exactly right, because many times Mrs. Moppet picks out things for Lulu that aren't what she'd choose. However, she still thought Annie's idea was a good one, so she rushed home and wrote letters for her dolls, too. As Lulu was on her way to the post office to mail her dolls letters to Santa Claus, she met Alvin. He pestered Lulu until she explained why she was mailing so many letters to Santa. "Say, that's a great idea," exclaimed Alvin. "Write letters for all my stuffed animals, too." "I'm sorry, Alvin, I can't possibly write another letter," replied Lulu. "I have writer's cramp from all my letter writing." Lulu thought Alvin would have a real temper tantrum, but instead he just said, "Well, if you can't write my letters, Lulu, at least take me to the department store to see Santa." Lulu didn't mind doing that, but when Alvin came out of the house with all the stuffed animals, she began to wonder what she was letting herself in for. Luckily, the line at the store was real short, so they didn't have a long wait before it was Alvin's turn to see Santa. Alvin began by handing Lulu all his stuffed animals and then sitting on Santa's lap. He told him everything he wanted. Then he got off and took all his animals and put them in Santa's lap, one by one, and began telling Santa what they wanted. The line wasn't long when Alvin and Lulu arrived, but by the time Alvin was finished, it was miles long. The store manager was furious. Lulu is sure that next year the store manager will make a new rule for seeing Santa. Children only. No dolls, no stuffed animals. All right, the next story is Little Lulu, the surprise. She's standing in the living room staring at the Christmas tree. Oh boy, does that Christmas tree ever look yummy. It took nearly 3 whole hours to trim, but I did it all by myself. I bet when the folks get home, they'll think it's the best surprise in the whole world. Ring! I wish they'd hurry up. I'm dying to show it off to somebody. And oh, goody, there's somebody I can show it off to now. It's the front doorbell. And who is to arrive but Tub? Hi, Tub. Come right in.
Listen, Lulu, there's something I've got to tell you.
Before you tell me, Tub, come on inside and look what I did.
Darn it, Lulu. This news is so important I can't wait.
It can certainly wait long enough for you to look at the surprise I want to show you first.
If you'd stop your jabbering for 1 second, I could tell you.
I absolutely refuse to listen to a word until you look at my surprise.
Okay, you win, Lulu. I'll look.
Don't peek yet, Tubsy.
Gosh, all this trouble just because of some daffy thing you want to show off.
There, open your eyes and take a good look.
Uh-oh, here comes another one.
Well, what do you think of it? I did it all myself, and... Yow, my tree! There isn't a single ornament left on it. How could you do such a thing, Tub?
I tried to warn you, Lulu.
Warn me about what?
I wanted to warn you not to come over to my house later because I think I'm calming down with the cold.
A cold? And you come over here and run all around the house and maybe even give it to me?
You were the one who dragged me inside, Lulu.
Out, Tub. Out, out, out!
I'm going.
If you knew you were coming down with a cold, why don't you stay home and sneeze the ornaments off your own tree? Boom! She shuts the door on. Hey, stay out! After he opens the door again.
If it makes you feel any better, I already did, Lulu.
Yow, you sneeze the ornaments off your own tree too?
Yeah, that's how I knew I was coming down with the cold.
And that's the end of that story. That Tubby's trouble. All right, the next story is Little Lulu, the case of the stolen stocking. Something awful funny is going on at my house, Tub.
I always said your place was a house of mysteries, Lulu.
My house is perfectly normal most of the time, Tub.
What funny thing is going on now?
Well, as you know, Christmas Eve is only a few days off.
Yeah, it's getting closer and closer.
Last night I thought I'd better do a little rehearsing, so I hung a nice big Christmas stocking up over the fireplace.
Trying it out for size, Lulu?
I forgot to take it down, and when I got up this morning, it had disappeared.
That stocking probably had a run during the night.
Don't try to be funny, Tub. It was an extra big stocking, and I want it back.
The whole thing is crystal clear to me, Lulu.
What do you think happened to it, Tub?
Your pop took it.
You're crazy, Tub. Why should my pop take my Christmas stocking?
He probably wanted an extra big one to hang up for himself.
My pop's got extra big stockings of his own.
Go home, Lulu, and the spider will be right over to solve this business of the stolen stocking.
And the spider is Tubby's private detective persona.
And never fear, I'll hang the whole thing on your pop where it belongs. If it's the last thing I do.
I don't want it hanging on my pop. I want it hanging over the fireplace. So Lulu goes home. The nerve of that boy, always blaming everything on my poor pop. And Tubby, what are you supposed to be disguised as?
I'm disguised as a TV set tuned into a Western program.
And he's got a drawing taped to the front of his jacket. And he's got a little hat with antenna sticking out from the top.
Your pop can't stand Western programs, so he won't pay any attention to me.
My pop isn't even home, Tub.
Good, now take me to the scene of the crime.
This way.
That Christmas stocking seems to be gone alright.
Oh, please find it for me, Spider, please.
This carpet is so full of footprints it may take me a while to pick up his trail.
I can't imagine what my pop would do with one stocking.
I told you, Lulu,
Boom! And he crashes into, his nose hits the nose of Mrs. Moppet, Lulu's mother, as she's crawling in the opposite direction on the carpet. Gosh, is that you, Mother? Oh, may I ask what you do? Oh, that's you.
May I ask what you're doing crawling around on the floor, Mrs. Moppet?
I was looking for my pearl necklace, Tubby.
The plot thickens.
Is your pearl necklace missing too, Mother? The catch was jammed, and I left it on the table so I wouldn't forget to take it to the jeweler's today. I wanted to have a new catch put on, but now the whole necklace is gone. Oh, I bet you a bunch of burglars got in the house after we went to bed last night. They'll probably come back tonight and steal all the silverware and...
Stop getting away from the point, Lulu.
We're all liable to get kidnapped in our sleep, and you say I'm getting away from the point.
The point is, your pop took that Christmas stocking, and I'm going to prove it.
My pop had nothing to do with it, I tell you.
It's probably right upstairs in his room.
Pop doesn't like anybody fooling around in his bedroom, Tub.
Now let's see. Where would your pop hide a thing like that?
You just better not touch anything, that's all.
Wow. Here's a whole bunch of socks in this drawer.
Ha! My stocking wasn't in there, was it, Smarty?
I bet you he hid it in the bed.
Now you listen to me, Tubby.
Um,
Tubby's jumping on the bed after he's ransacked all of his drawers.
The closet. I should have thought of that before. Phooey. There seems to be everything in there except a Christmas stocking.
Yeah, I'm getting out before my pop gets home and blames me for all this. And he ransacked everything in the closet as well. He must have hid it someplace. Oh, that's you.
He must have hid it someplace else.
Uh-oh. Pop's home now. As they go downstairs, her father is smoking his pipe, reading the newspaper, sitting in the chair.
Just look at him sitting there trying to look innocent.
It's easy to look innocent when you are.
I just watched, you'll eat those words, Lulu, when I bring a confession out of him.
Phooey. If anything gets rung around here, it'll be your neck.
Just watch what happens when I fix him with my famous Pearson glance.
I'm watching. And he stares at Mr. Moppet. Mr. Moppet knocks his pipe onto Tubby's head.
Ag!
Oh, I'm sorry, Tub. I didn't see you there.
You could at least brush me off, Mr. Moppet.
Well, I think I've got a handkerchief here, and he digs in his pocket. My stocking! What are you doing with my Christmas stocking, Pop? It's a long story, Lulu. I saw Mother's pearl necklace on the coffee table this morning, so... You did? Gosh, did you take them too, Pop? I didn't want Mother taking them to the jeweler's to be fixed because every time she goes there, she sees something new she just can't resist. Oh, I do? I tried to fix the catch, but the string broke and the pearls scattered all over the room. You could have told me. I decided to take them to the jeweler's myself, but I needed something to carry them in, so when I saw Lulu's stocking, What's in that little box, George? While I was there, I saw a pin I just couldn't resist. Oh, George, for me? Gosh, Tub, can't you be wrong just once?
Ha 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 ha! The spider spins again.
And Tubby solves the mystery. And now we move on to the next story, Little Lulu's Sneaky Santa. So in the Moppet household, Mr. Moppet comes slinking into the door, says, Is Lulu around, Mother? Oh, George, I'm so glad you remembered to come home from work early today. You said you wanted me to come home early. Mr. and Mrs. Wriggle are coming for dinner this evening, and it would be terrible if they arrived and you were still all the way downtown. Don't worry, I promise not to speak downtown again until tomorrow. It's very awkward entertaining guests if the host isn't around. Another reason I left the office early was because I wanted to stop at the store and pick up this little surprise for Lulu. Surprise? I'd better get upstairs and hide the box before she sees it. Be careful, George. Lulu and Tubby are in the living room playing. And he opens the door, peeks into the living room. They're playing checkers. Yay! That's another king for me, Tub.
Booey.
When those kids play checkers, the whole house could cave in and they wouldn't notice it. Come on, Tub, move.
I'm thinking.
And he sneaks upstairs. There. I got this whole big box upstairs and they never even saw me. Lulu has always been terribly disappointed not to see Santa Claus. Well, I may not be Santa Claus, but with this outfit I can pretend to be Santa Claus on Christmas Eve and give her a big thrill. So the box has a Santa outfit in it. Maybe I better try it on for a second before I hide it to be sure it fits. The suit seems to fit all right. I might as well try on the beard, too. Now he's looking in the mirror. Wow, this getup would fool any kid in the world just because it looks just like jolly old Santa Claus. I bet they wouldn't even recognize me down at the office, or... Yeah, I just remembered another reason why I came home early. There's a very important letter that I forgot to take to work today, and I've got to find it. Smith is going to phone from the office any minute, and I'll have to be able to tell him what it says. So he's looking through all the papers on his desk. Darn, finding a letter in this mess is more difficult than I thought. Not that one, not ring. Oh, there's the phone now. I'll dash right down and tell him I need a few more minutes. Ring, ring, ring. He runs down the stairs into the living room.
Wow, look, Lulu. It's Santa Claus.
Gosh, Santa Claus. Mr. Moppet thinks to himself, oops, I forgot to take off the Santa Claus suit. What were you doing upstairs, Santa Claus? And he's thinking again, if Lulu finds out who I am, I won't be able to give her a thrill on Christmas Eve. Come on down and let's get acquainted. And he's thinking, there's only one thing to do.
Yeah, we'll have a nice long talk.
And he runs out.
Hey!
Come back, Santa Claus. He's out of the house. They used to call me Miracle Moppet in college because I was able to outdistance the whole track team. But those two wildly excited kids are a lot harder to outdistance than a college track team because they're running after him down the sidewalk. Wait, Santa Claus! Not only that, but I'm attracting a lot of other kids. Oh boy, Santa Claus! I've got to get away somehow or I'll have every kid in town chasing me, and a whole pack of kids is on his tail. Look, Edna, Santa Claus! Hi, Santa Claus! At a small airfield at the edge of town. What do you mean you're quitting, Smidley? Just what I said, Mr. Wick. I'm quitting. So at this airfield, there's a department store Santa Claus who claims to the owner he's quitting. You can't do this to me. What you're trying to do to me is a lot worse. You're a sissy, Smidley. When I took this Santa Claus job, I thought all I had to do was sit in a sleigh behind a bunch of rubber reindeer and get towed up and down Main Street. If you want somebody to ride around in the sky with a bunch of rubber reindeer towed by an airplane, you better get another Santa Claus. Where do you expect me to find another Santa Claus at the last minute? That's your worry. And along comes Mr. Moffat, running in his Santa suit. Why don't you ask him? Wow, how'd you like to make $50, mister? One side, I'm trying to make a fast getaway from a bunch of kids. If you're trying to make a fast getaway, here's your chance. Jump in. A sleigh saved. Well, that's it. Zoom! Did you happen to notice a little fat man run this way, mister? He had a red suit and a long white beard, and he's up in the sky now, pulling a banner that says, "Get your toys at Wick's department store." You mean him? Help!
Wow, there he goes.
Gosh, I was never so thrilled in my whole life.
We finally saw Santa Claus, a sleigh, reindeer, and all.
And you saw him courtesy of Wick's department store. Ring, ring, back at the Moppet household. Come right in, Mr. and Mrs. Wiggle. Mr. Moppet is upstairs, and I'll call him as soon as I answer the phone. George, don't tell me you sneaked back downtown again after all. Of course not. Didn't I promise not to go back downtown? Well, where are you, George? I'm, in the next town. And that is the end. Thank you so much for listening to our vlog, our Christmas vlog of Little Lulu. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I would encourage you to subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you're alerted as soon as I release new vlogs or videos. Thumbs up and comments are greatly appreciated. And remember, we're taking over the world.
One comic book at a time.
And Merry Christmas.